Hey guys, it's Ryan from AMS here. We're with Ola Strandberg at the Strandberg Guitars booth in an increasingly loud Anaheim Convention Center. And we're going to check out some signature models first, and then we'll kind of work our way around the booth. And I will be quiet and you will talk.
Yeah, let's try that. Hey, all AMS folks and followers. Let's begin over here. Our most recent installment in the Plini signature lineup with the Mirage graphics from his most recent EP release. It's based on the Boden standard platform, so it'll be a little bit lower priced than anything we've released under the Plini label before.
Well, and that comes with a bag or a case, or?
Oh yeah, sure.
They all come with a bag?
Yeah, they all come with bags. Yep.
Very cool.
We're missing another Plini here, but this is the Plini Salon model.
Right.
That's been out for a while. This is exclusive to our own channel because it was so limited, unfortunately.
Oh,
but
we won't even look at it.
It's the Jacob Collier signature guitars.
Oh, right, the 5-strings.
Yes, indeed. We did make it in a 5-string and a 6-string.
What is this? What's the tuning for the 5-string?
fee.
Is it like a regular standard tuning minus
It is D-E-A-E-D.
Wow.
So it's like symmetric from the middle, which opens up some possibilities of
As if guitar wasn't confusing enough.
I know.
All right.
Yeah, well, we try to go in both directions, so extended range and I don't know what the opposite would be, but...
Well, and it's, I think that's a testament to what you guys do. When you work with an artist, you really are giving them what they want, and if it's a little out of the box, you're the brand to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, part of it is we do it because we can, and my original vision when I started the brand and designed everything was to make it modular and extensible. So as we've grown, we've kind of moved away a little bit from that, but these go back to kind of the heritage of Strandberg and how the brand was formed.
And you're not really beholden to anything. It's not like you're making something that, you know, is a derivative of a Strat or something like that. I mean, this is your own thing, so why not?
Yeah.
Sky's the limit.
Exactly.
So we have the Jordan Rudess.
Yes, indeed.
That's a beautiful guitar. That's the first time seeing it.
That is a beautiful guitar. And we had so much fun designing it as well and just following Jordan's journey, becoming a guitarist, if you will. And just being part of that has been such a treat.
And that's an interesting choice, too, because everybody knows him as a keyboard player.
Yeah.
And I don't think people, I mean, a lot of people know, but not everybody knows how good he is at guitar, too. It kind of makes me sick, and I hate him.
But it's been fun because since he doesn't have a guitar playing background, he didn't like know, oh, I want this wood or those pickups and stuff. So it was a different kind of conversation to arrive at this.
Oh, okay.
But what he did know was like, oh, I want these crazy graphics and
so he knew aesthetically what he wanted.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and like the expression that he wanted out of it. And then we had to collaborate on how to achieve that from a technical standpoint.
I think you landed it. It looks perfect.
Yeah, it's a super fun project.
They sold fast.
It did.
So we're gonna do a second run maybe, or?
Yeah, I mean, if we ever do like a limited run, we have to stay away from doing more.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we can figure something out to make something similar, because
it was a big success right out of the gate, for sure.
Yeah. Here is the Konrad Kaminski CK Stealth Salon, which has also been an incredibly popular model.
Yeah, it's rare to see maple on a Strandberg. I know that typically it seems like they're either Richlight or ebony, but And this has the Endure neck as well?
Oh yeah, all do.
Okay. Can we turn that around and just kind of show it a little bit? Because I think that's one of the most unique characteristics of a Strandberg. If you're not used to these guitars, and initially I think a traditional guitar player would look at that and go, I'm not playing that. And then you get it in your hands and you realize, where's this been all my life? How did you come about with that?
So I mean, when I started out, I stumbled on this ergonomic angle, and I was researching various aspects of, or various ways of achieving like better playing ergonomics. And one of the things was the trapezoid profile, which kind of surprisingly seems to give more stable surface just to press your thumb against. So it's more restful to the muscles of your hand. And then was another invention out there called the dorsal twist, which is an actually twisted neck.
Right.
which would be very complicated to make. And I'm sure most guitar techs would just say, oh no, I'm not touching that if there's ever a problem.
Right.
So I try to combine those things and achieve the same thing, which is encouraging a straighter wrist as you move up and down the neck and give better reach to the upper frets. So, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes the pieces fall into place and I can combine ideas, and this was the result.
Well, initially, I think it was probably a hard sell for people because guitar players by nature are pretty conservative, and they kind of stick to the trite. And you tell someone about that, and they go, "Are you out of your mind?" And then you play it, and you're like, "I don't." Like, it's just so comfortable and easy to play. I think that's the thing that struck me most when I pick up a Strandberg is the fit and finish of everything is so tight and everything is just where it needs to be. And it's kind of a revelation after playing guitar for as long as we have to try something new and go, all right, this is the way to do it.
Yeah, I think the usual journey in a place like this is someone walks by and they look, oh, that looks weird. But it's not too weird, so you keep walking.
Right.
It's interesting enough that you pick it up and there's, ooh, look at how light it is.
Well, and that's the thing, you know, you walk around the booths and you kind of see a lot of guitars that are derivative of something else, and you could see people look here and then look back.
Yeah.
I bet that never gets old.
Yeah. No, and then you pick it up and you see how light it is, and then you feel the neck profile, oh, what's going on here? And it's like just a few seconds and you realize, hey, it works.
Well, it's light, it's ergonomic. I mean, what's not to love?
Yeah, I know.
And now we got stuff for our bass playing friends.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
So we've had the Boden Original and Prague basses out for a few years.
Right.
We launched the Boden Standard bass not too long ago. It's analogous to the other, like on the guitar side, Original Prague, etc., the product lines. It's a solid basswood body. And that's the Fishman Fluence, pretty recent bass pickups.
Right.
3 voices, 2-band EQ, really cool. So we launched the 5-string a while ago. So new for the show, launched here, is the 4-string version of the same. So we're really excited to bring more basses to the market. It's a group of customers we haven't served well enough, I think, in the past.
Yeah, I mean, you know, bass players will tell you, you know, they want their own stuff and they should have it. And eventually I would assume for those who aren't into the fan fret thing, would you ever do like an essential version of a bass and make it where it's a little bit more traditional frets, or is that something down the line?
I can't say that we won't.
Okay.
But it's not in the plans yet, at least. But yeah, that would probably make sense.
Because I like this idea, and again, I'm more of a traditional guitar player. But when I play a Strandberg, I feel initially you think there's no way I'm going to get used to it, and it just your brain takes over. It does. It just seems normal.
Yeah. Yeah, and all the design concepts extend to the bass in the same way. And something we didn't talk about on the guitar before is this cutaway. Just allows you to, when you're sitting down, it allows you to place the instrument in different positions in your lap.
Right.
And part of it is to avoid just a static playing position for too long, because you can only rest your guitar in one place. But the other thing, it works really well with like modern environments where you're actually sitting in a gaming chair on a desk in front of your computer. Okay. So this works with armrests. Surprisingly, we heard from players that they can play lying down in bed because there's no heavy headstock that will hit.
Well, and that makes sense. You know, it's funny because we talk about how many young players have really adapted to the brand. And for me, as an older player, it makes more sense. It's easier to play. It's lighter. It's more ergonomic. Like, I would think older players or players that are not used to slinging a Les Paul around their neck would try this and go, I can play longer, more fluidly, and more easily on a guitar like this. But again, I think sometimes something new and a little out of the box is different. It scares people a little bit. Yeah. So the key is to get it in their hands.
Yeah, yeah. And I see in the corner of my eye a guitar that we forgot to talk about, which is pretty unique. This is a collaboration with very famous black and white photographer Alan Schaller, who is known for his monochrome and black and white photography. So really, again, very close collaboration with the artist. And this has 2 volume knobs and a master tone, and the old type toggle switch on the horn, and these are P90s.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty unique combination, something we've never done in like the Strandberg lineup before.
Are these Strandberg designed pickups, or are they?
They are not. They are the bare knuckle pickups.
Got it.
Mississippi Queen. I'm reading.
So we get our Leslie West on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And that's, I mean, it just shows the versatility of the concept. This has very clear references to like vintage guitars, and Alan is a vintage guitar collector.
Got it.
But he's one of those guys as well that when he picked it up, he just, I get it.
Yep.
It works.
It just clicks.
And then can you give me something that sounds, that has the bite of the guitars that I'm used to, but in your package?
Is that an ash body?
This is what we arrived in. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, swamp
so
ash.
a swamp ash with P90s. That's unique.
Yeah.
All right. So some nods to the past, but obviously very much a Strandberg.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes sense.
And a very, very cool guitar.
Yeah, for sure.
This is something we did, started a couple years ago, called the Rescued Project.
Mm-hmm.
Again, in our direct channel, so maybe not touch too much on that, but we're very proud of having sustainability at the forefront of the brand, and just eliminating waste, making sure that whatever we do from production to how we handle stuff, just minimize waste and care about the planet.
Tell me about this. The top on that is amazing.
I know. These are the first samples out of something. It's been named here Custom Shop. It's not going to be end user Custom Shop.
Okay.
But I mean, anything we can imagine, I'm sure these guys will be able to build. They're made in USA, very close to us here in California.
Okay.
Obviously, we're showing off some capabilities and just nice finishes, material combinations.
Sky's the limit.
They play like butter.
I bet they do.
So,
well, I don't think I've played one that didn't just play effortlessly. And again, so we've talked about the Essential line, which has done really well.
Yeah.
I mean, putting it in a price point that is, where someone might go, okay, I was a little afraid to spend a certain amount of money on a Strandberg, and then they get one in their hands, and again, it's a little more traditional. Do we have any new offerings in that line, or anything we can look at?
So this is the Boden Prague.
Okay.
2 new entries on that product line. So Prague is like the trem version of the original. So that's like the origin of the brand. Basically those specs. It's a chamber swamp ash body with the maple top, M&R fretboard and the trem. This has been kicking around for a few years, the Boden Meloria travel guitar. It's a merge of bicycling technology. I'm a big cyclist.
It's aluminum, or what are the wings?
It's titanium.
Oh, wow.
Hand bent by Italian bike makers in the frame.
Oh, okay.
And it's a collaboration with Mason Cycles, a UK cycling brand.
That's amazing.
Who are absolutely amazing.
That is really cool.
So it's like a bike wheel through axle used for like mountain bikes and stuff.
Okay.
True temperament fretting system. This is built in Sweden. But yeah, so we're finally getting it out there. This particular one will be limited to 25 pieces.
Got it.
But we're launching follow-ups of this with slightly trimmed down specs.
That's amazing. Very cool. What have we here?
This is a model that existed for a few years back in, I built the first one probably 2011 or something.
Okay.
We produced them, the first Paul Masvidal signature model was based on this design, which is called Varberg. So we had this around for, I guess a couple of years when we built here in the US. We made 60, 70 pieces, something that all went to Japan in Sweden. And then it's been off the market for almost a decade now because it's so complicated to make.
I'll bet.
So it's kind of a reissue made in Japan. So it'll be very limited. But this design is called Varberg. Something I dreamt up many years ago just to set some limits on what I could do and not do any 3D carves. Everything had to be 2D layers. And
it's beautiful. It's striking the different types of wood. It's a bit of a Mad Professor kind of vibe going on.
Yeah, yes. It's a Boden metal lineup. Some recent additions to the lineup is the red color.
Right.
And the tremolo versions, both 6-string and 7-string. So Boden metal has been around for quite a long time. chamber basswood body with the maple top.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about the trem as well. I mean, it is so unique.
Yeah, so again, going back to what I said before about the original design intent of this to make it modular, it's the same exact tuners as the regular fixed bridges.
Yeah.
Which just had these individual bridge pieces. So the trim is floating, so it's very conventional when you look at the back. And in fact, the spring block uses the same mounting hole geometry as Floyd Rose.
Okay.
So you can buy aftermarket parts and like upgrade and mod your guitar.
Okay.
So when like maintain compatibility in a way for customers to just future-proof.
But the action on it is so smooth and obviously returns to pitch beautifully. I mean, it's a better mousetrap.
It's based on a knife edge construction, but we flipped it around so the knife edge itself sits on the post and like the thing that it leans on sits inside the housing, and these now feature a pop-in arm.
Oh, that's great.
They used to be like a screw-in. It's just a Rev 7B for the nerds.
Got it. It's just such a beautiful design. I mean, how many patents are in any given Strandberg guitar?
Actually, the only patent is for the Enderneck.
Really?
The shape of it.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of this is like. I suppose we could design patent or something, but it's like refinements of existing ideas.
Beautiful.
So yeah.
All right.
I guess new on the Essential line is a couple of new or recent colors at least. We have some additional colors coming on the way, but these have been around for. We launched them at last NAMM, and as you said, I mean they've been just a huge hit.
Yeah,
and more accessible price point. All the features of a Strandberg, but also without perhaps I wouldn't say there's a learning curve for multi-scale.
Right.
It actually makes it easier. But I mean, it's something you have to accept that the frets aren't straight.
Well, it is. It's a little daunting.
So this is the traditional way of doing.
So this is like the entry level, like you can kind of attract someone who's used to a more traditional guitar and go, try Strandberg. It's a little bit more what you're used to, but again, still incorporating a lot of the things that make it unique.
And it's been a huge hit.
For sure.
They're great guitars. Basically incorporates everything that is Strandberg. Super lightweight, well balanced. The body carves that allow the multiple playing positions, and obviously the Enderneck.
Beautiful. Love it.
Also come in a bag. It's a slightly simpler bag, but the same aesthetics as others. So moving on. Is some more Esoteric, the Boden Standard NX Neon Orange that we did a limited production this year, I guess. I think there might be a few of these still kicking around. This is our Strandberg community is called Spark. So this was collaboration with the Spark community, so they could spec out their dream guitar.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And then we produced it for them.
That's quite an F-hole we got there. I wouldn't even know what to call that.
This was actually I designed this back in the day when I was like still forming the brand. So this dates back to like 2010 or something with the Strandberg Star and this.
It's a very artistic look, but it's still so functional. I mean, it's like artistic and functional all in one, which is hard enough to do. I mean, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So here's the more traditional FO. This is a Salon Jazz model. We had the black color is fairly recent. It also comes in natural mahogany finish. But in terms of material choices, etc., this has references more to jazz guitars. It's a mahogany neck, mahogany body, chambered, the maple top.
And the binding, is that just did you mask off the wood and then?
Yeah. So it's a regular plastic celluloid.
It almost looked like burl maple or something. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And then we have some sort of British racing green going on here? Or?
Yes, indeed. So this is the Boden Future line. It's made entirely in Sweden. So it has a new neck joint.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
We call it the anchored neck joint. That is even more accessible and ergonomic than the previous one, which is still pretty carved. but then even the hardware is actually made in Sweden. It's the same design as the others, but it's manufactured in Sweden. Lundgren pickups made in Sweden. And the True Temperament fretting system, which is a Swedish invention, and also made in Sweden, of course.
And again, you find that people, once they get used to that feel, that it's like home to them. It's not something
for sure. As long as you don't look, there's no way of knowing.
That's good advice.
Except, I think of True Temperament as like ergonomics for the ears.
Okay.
Because there are people that argue that the guitar is imperfect, and that's just part of the guitar.
Part of the charm.
Yeah. And this makes the intonation more perfect. Some people think that it removes kind of the soul and the tension of chords being just slightly out of tune.
I believe it. Why not?
But a lot of people prefer to actually play in tune.
Yeah, what a novel concept.
So, True Temperament, there's no denying it makes a difference. Chords
you wouldn't do it if it didn't.
Chords ring clearer, louder, even if you don't necessarily think of them as being more in tune.
Right.
It's like they're louder, they're cleaner. So it's very cool innovation, and we're proud of also having brought back like guitar production to Sweden. A lot of it once upon a time with Levin and other Swedish brands that passed went off the market a long time ago.
Gotcha. Bring it back home.
That's cool. Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. Got to say thank you to Ola Strandberg, and if you want to check out all of these guitars, be sure to go over to us at AmericanMusical.com.